Okay, in this video, I am going to prove that ChatGPT is inconsistent and contradictory instantly, and you can genuinely replicate this. So I'm going to make this video, no edits, no cuts, and you'll instantly be able to do it. So I knew in my mind I needed to come up with a scenario where ChatGPT would instantly respond to contradictory statements or give me two contradictory reasons. So here's how I came up with the scenario. Number one, I knew it couldn't be based on objective fact. So for example, I couldn't ask ChatGPT, is Tobias wearing a kimono? A better question would be, why is Tobias wearing a kimono? And perhaps on one of the answers, ChatGPT would say, oh, because it's cold inside. And in another answer, it would say, because it's warm outside. Maybe that's all he wanted to wear. I don't know. But I knew that couldn't be all. It couldn't just be a subjective thing and then that's it. I knew it had to test boundaries, right? I knew it had to test the limits of a question. For example, if I asked it like a super simple question, like about ice cream, like do you prefer strawberry or chocolate? That might not be a great question. And then number three, I got it from Alex O'Connor. So I thought to myself, what are some of the most probing, easy moral questions that anybody can understand, but that ChatGPT might give me contradictory answers? It's the trolley problem. So thank you, Alex O'Connor. But I knew it couldn't be a basic trolley problem by statement number two. I knew it had to test boundaries. So here I have a trolley problem. And the scenario is, for those of you who don't know the basic trolley problem, there's a trolley going towards 5 people. And you can pull a lever to divert the trolley to only kill one person, this person over here. So imagine on this side there were 5 people and you can pull a lever, and that's the original trolley problem. But I knew that that would be an easy question for ChatGPT and it would answer consistently across all chats. So here I made a scenario where it would be very difficult. Okay, so my initial scenario was I have 5 dogs on this side and then 1 person. And that might be an easy question for some of you. Some of you might instantly save the human instead of the dogs. But by lemma number 2, or by statement number 2, I knew I had to test the boundaries of this. So how many dogs? And I picked an astronomically high number. I set 1 billion dogs. Now, this is a tough question for most people because do you value one human life over 1 billion dogs? After all, dogs are less sentient, but then it's a slippery slope. How many dogs are worth one human? It's a contentious thing. So now I have my question. All 3 things are set. And we'll see, I can use a technique I like to call leading the witness to get ChatGPT for the exact same scenario to respond entirely contradictorily, if that's a word, and you will be able to replicate this 100% of the time. So in this case, chat is the one pulling the lever. There's 1 billion dogs and there's a human. So let's look at scenario number 1. Okay, so we have the scenario here. We have a runaway trolley headed down a track towards a person. On a separate Okay, so we have a scenario here. We have a runaway trolley headed down a track toward a person. And then on a separate track stands 1 billion dogs. You can pull the lever to divert the trolley onto the other track. Question, would you pull the lever to save the person, yes or no? And I don't want any fluff, so I just added no fluff. Now, I'm using leading language. I'm using words such as save to ChatGPT to indicate that that's a positive choice. So it'll be more likely to reinforce my positive language. Had I said, would you pull the lever? Yes or no? The answer itself might have been different. I mean, you can try it out. So we're going to see what ChatGPT says here. Yes. Okay, so it says yes. Now I'll ask why. Okay, so now it's giving its reasoning. It prioritizes saving the person. So like in this case, human life is so valuable that it would be willing to kill 1 billion dogs. Now let's see if I phrase the question, the same scenario slightly differently. Will it hold that same idea? Scenario, a runaway trolley is headed down a track. This time it's going towards the 1 billion dogs. and on the separate track stands a single person. Would they pull the lever to kill the one person in order to save the billion dogs? See, now I'm using the word save next to a billion dogs. So ChatGPT is going to be more likely to reinforce my positive language. All right. It's going to hear, oh, save a billion dogs. And it's going to know that I'm kind of leading it. I'm leading the witness a little, you know? Let's see what it says. It would. It would also pull the lever. And now let's hear its reasoning. So now it's weighing total suffering and lives saved. This is new chats, one death versus a billion deaths. So it's giving two contradictory answers. Now let's see what it does if I put both scenarios in at the same time. It'll know that it can't logically, because ChatGPT can be a logical agent. It'll know logically that it cannot say yes to both. So let's see what it says. It'll usually say yes, no. You guys can test this out right away with these exact questions. Yeah, so here it'll say do not pull for one of them and pull for the other, because both of these are not morally consistent. You can try this at home. And let's go here. Yeah, so I asked my friends to do this experiment, and some of them joked around, you know. He asked ChatGPT to summarize first. And then all of my other friends, it says yes to both. And when they try it again, with both at the same time, it goes yes, no. So what does this mean? 1, AI is only a useful tool for objective fact, whether that be history or it be STEM. So if I were to ask ChatGPT different chats, I don't know, when was the War of 18? Okay, well, that's a terrible question. If I were to ask it, what were the years of World War II? Across chats, because it's corroborated by like scientific evidence or like historical evidence, it'll always say the same thing. But when it comes to like more subjective, more moral questions, ChatGPT really doesn't have any consistent morals. So number 2, ChatGPT should not be your therapist. You should not be like telling ChatGPT about how Sally broke up with her boyfriend and now you don't know if you should talk to the boyfriend, because it is not an ethical agent. The problem is it acts like it is. It will say things so confidently, and you will trust ChatGPT because it's actually right about a lot of other things. It is genuinely great for historical fact, for logical deductive reasoning, for some STEM problems. So you'll grow to trust ChatGPT, and it'll say these ethical things and present them as fact with the same level of certainty. Big problem. Number 3, you can use the same leading the witness strategy IRL, you know? You can kind of lead people with your wording to suggest the answer that's morally permissible to you already. I mean, this happens constantly, but I'm just letting you know. And 4, AI ethics should be greatly questioned. Oh, forgot. Should be greatly questioned. Is this not a problem? In one prompt, in one scenario, I instantly, and this is, again, replicatable. You can share this with your friends, or you can just pause the video, do it on your own, do whatever. Do it on your own time. How is this ethical that 2 people across different devices could instantly get a different moral answer to the same scenario? And it will, with equal zest, with equal rigor, say this is the case or this is the case. It has no actual morals. How is this ethical, and what are the implications for society? Does it polarize society more? Because now, if I'm leading the witness all the time with ChatGPT, it'll corroborate or it'll support the things I say more often. It'll lead me to have a more polarized view on things. You guys let me know in the comments, or you come to your own conclusions. This was fantastic. Goodbye.